Hey everybody, welcome back. Thanks for tuning into the channel again. If you're new, make sure you leave a thumbs up and subscribe. Drop a comment below, let me know how you like this video, and also go back and check out the other videos. But we'll get right into this one. Today, we're going to be going over fuel mileage. And not a lot of people with the V8 or, sports car, that type of deal, really will worry about how much fuel your car's using, how much she drinks while you're cruising around. But like me, I daily my car every single day, and lately we had a little snowstorm, so it was a couple weeks of simple driving, just start, drive like a normal car, back and forth. So I was using a special mode in this vehicle, which I'll show you in a second, and it happened to make a substantial difference on the fuel mileage. So I thought I'd share that with you guys. So I'll flip you around, show you exactly what's going on and how it works. And if you're interested in maybe saving yourself a few bucks here and there while you're driving around, hopefully this helps you out. All right, so this is it. This is our 2019 Mustang GT performance pack car, and she is tuned. You can see the N gauge here for 93. That is what I put in the car. And right now, where I live in British Columbia, Canada, for regular fuel, we're per liter up here, you're paying $1.70 plus per liter. For premium, or 93, which I put in this car, you add another 25 cents to that. So the last time I filled up, I was paying $1.96 per liter, which I believe is right around the $7 per gallon mark. So it's a little bit crazy, so that's why I figured I'd show you guys this video. And, if you can save yourself even 5, maybe 10 bucks per tank, why the heck not, right? So first of all, what you got to do, fire up the car. All right, so in the car, you have your modes, your driving modes down here. You have normal, sport, track, drag, and snow and wet. Snow and wet is the mode we're going to be working with today, and that just kind of kills the car slightly. It is almost like you're not quite pushing on the pedal when you push on the pedal, and that is how you save yourself a bunch of money when you're just cruising around nicely. I'll show you when you flick the switch. You can see up here in the left hand side, every time you change a mode, it goes through them all. And like I said, snow wet just kind of kills the RPM on the car when you're taking off. I'm going to throw you guys on the little mount here and we'll go for a cruise, and I'll explain how it all works, and then I'll show you how much I actually saved while using it. Alright, so I got you guys all hooked up here. We'll start off in normal mode. We'll just drive. While we're doing this test, this is not going to be me flooring it in one mode and not in the other mode. We're doing this to show you guys exactly how everything works. So this is just barely any throttle at all, really. This would be, like I said, if you're just driving in everyday traffic, taking off from a light, a stop sign, a corner, whatever you want. You can see, obviously, once you're cruising, the car is the same, RPMs stay low, and you're just cruising like every other day. But when you're opening her up a little bit to get going is where you really notice the difference, and you'll see that here. Come up to this stop sign, and once it's our turn to go, you'll see how the RPMs go up. Usually around 25 to 3,000 is where she'll start to shift. And you'll see that after this van passes. And then obviously when you get up a little bit into your higher gears, it drops back down to around the 1500 mark. So seeing that, now we'll do the same thing here, but we'll switch her over to the snow wet mode, and right away you can see it does just drop down in RPM slightly. We're not doing anything different. But now when we turn this corner, and it's a good example here as well because this is also going to be uphill slightly. When you take a turn, it's also downshifting a lot smoother than it would in regular mode and also sport mode. But you can see when we turn now, she shifts right around the 2,000 mark, and this is pushing the gas the same as I would be in the other mode. It's almost as like it's killing a couple of the cylinders a bit. So you're not revving up huge in the RPM, even though this car does rev out to 8K. 2 or even 3 is nothing really, but you can definitely see the difference. And if you own this vehicle and you have this mode in your car, you can feel it. So if you know what I'm talking about, how it kind of feels like your car dies, of course you can get going if you need to. Push on the gas and she will open up eventually. But being snow wet mode, what it does, if you're wondering, once you start slipping and sliding, so say you are on some actual snow, it won't let you spin out and accelerate like it would. So it kind of picks up, if you give it a bunch of gas and it picks up, okay, you got traction, it'll let you go and drive as if you're in a normal or maybe sport mode. But if you're actually driving in the wet or the snow and it feels your traction start to slip, then it will cut it out and just basically give you enough to keep the car moving without putting you in the ditch or without just getting stuck in the snow and ice. So here again, we're stuck on some speed bumps, so we'll slow down, go over them. You step on it to get going, same thing, gives you that right around the 2K mark. Then with these speed bumps, we'll put her back in normal mode. Once we go over these ones, you'll see the difference right here. And of course in the video it sounds like I'm punching the gas way more, but that is the same pressure on the accelerator as the other mode. It's just because it's normal mode, it kind of wants to let the car open up and go. It thinks you're ready to go, so it's ready to go. It's not worried about slipping and sliding, so it gives you a good oomph to get going. But you can see revs up a lot quicker, so on and so forth. Alright, so of course the drive around is not as if you were in the car. It's hard to explain, but you can definitely feel it. You can see in the RPMs, like I said, I was giving it the same amount of throttle as I was going. Wasn't pushing one harder than the other. So you can definitely see the RPM range is way lower in the wet and sport mode, or wet and snow mode, not sport. If you want to lose fuel mileage, go in sport. If you want to see that video, I'll do another video on that. But for this one, snow and wet mode, you definitely are way lower in the RPM, and that's all the way through, especially going down or downshifting as well. I know when I come home, it's downhill. If I'm in normal mode, it almost skips a couple of gears in between. If you have the 10 speed, you know what I mean by that. Whereas if you have it in snow mode, it slowly goes, you know, depending what gear you're in, 10, 9, 8, 7, it'll go through all of them. So it's nice and smooth. I don't know if that's for a reason or if that's just to stop the car from jerking. Maybe, you know, if the car jerks or happens to lose control on the ice or something, you're going to start sliding instead of stopping. So the more gears it shifts through, the smoother it is. But having said that, fuel mileage. I write down what kilometers I get in between each fill. So I always fill up at about a quarter tank, so it was pretty close. And usually if I'm in normal or sport mode driving around, I'll get between 350 and 370, 75 kilometers per fill, so that's 3/4 of a tank. I was driving around for 2 weeks in the snow. Believe it or not, I made it 2 weeks without filling up. We had a snowstorm here, and then it got cold, and it just all stuck around. Roads were trash, side roads were trash, everywhere was just ice, covered in snow. So I was using the snow mode. I do drive it every day, like I said, and using the snow mode only for 2 weeks. I used it from leaving the house to when I got home, and I got 410 kilometers for the same amount. I filled up at the 3/4 of a tank, or quarter tank, filled her up, and my mileage for that was 410, where usually I was, like I said, between 350 and 370, maybe 80, depending how much I open her up going to work and back. But it's quite a big difference. It's, you know, could be up to 50, 60 kilometers difference. That's a big chunk of fuel you're saving for something so small, where, like I said, if you're just driving around normally, maybe you have a car like me, you daily it every day, driving around normally in traffic, obviously you don't need to be flying everywhere, stuck in traffic, just putting along. Put it in the snow mode, it'll kill it a bit, turn you into a little bit of a Prius. But if you're saving, you know, 60K per tank, that's a lot over the end of the year. Saves you a lot of dollars, especially, like I said, gas is $2 a liter now. So, and there you have it, guys. That'll do it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed. Hopefully this helped you out if you were looking to save a few bucks on fuel. Why not? Of course, if you're buying a car like this with the big V8 pumping out lots of power, she's going to be thirsty. But, you know, if you can save a few bucks here and there, why not? You can put it to something else, either more fuel for next week, or some mods for the car, or anything like that. And if you want to fill up every other day, put her in track mode, open her up, and you'll have no problem sucking down the tank. So hopefully this helped you out. Leave a thumbs up and subscribe. Let me know if you enjoyed the video. Drop a comment below. Let me know what you guys think. And if you want to see any other kind of videos, leave a comment and I'll do my best to figure it out. I'm always out here filming, so hopefully we catch you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching this one, everybody.